Alright. Okay, so we are a go for YouTube and we are a go for Facebook. Alright. So, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah. Apologize for the delay. We've got me, the Healing Oracle, here, as well as Miss Larissa Cosmos. And we've got a couple of people.
Happy winter solstice.
Yeah. Happy winter solstice, everybody, and I hope that you're enjoying it wherever you might be. I would love to see some of your solstice rituals. If you want to post some pictures on the webpage or the Divine Sisterhood group, that would be amazing.
Yes.
We love seeing pictures like that.
We love that.
Oh yeah, well, we got a heck of a show for you guys tonight. We've just been in a deep conversation about just about everything before we came on, but we do that to kind of get ourselves ready so that we can get you guys ready for the show too. You have a good idea of kind of where we want to go with it. But we've got a couple on. We know it's kind of late, so give everybody just a minute.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on. We very much enjoy your presence. Let me log in here so I can see the comments. Okay. And if you guys want to share to some places, that would be fine. Okay. Just don't share it to the main Lightworkers of the World group because they don't do live feeds there. That's the only place I know. Just kind of go by the rules of the group. Okay, and I need to turn the volume down here. Okay, so again, we've got a heck of a show for you guys tonight. So we wanted to, last week we stated that we would like to do a video just on extraterrestrials and discuss the many different types of races that we are aware of or that we have experience with anyway. And we know that there are several more races out there that we are not aware of, or we might just have a little bit of information on, or it could be just hearsay, but we at least want to discuss them, and so that the information just kind of gets seeded in, and maybe it'll spark something in you to where it could be your soul group. And just know that if we are speaking about a particular race, and it is really resonating with you, and it really hits home, something inside of you just screams at you that this is familiar and you want to know more about this particular race, it very much could be your soul group. Keep that in mind. And if there is a particular race that you would like for us to discuss, then we are more than happy to. Just give us a shout out in the comments. Who did we want to talk about first? Did you want to talk about Sirius first?
I'll let you start.
Okay, alright. So
we can talk about the Arcturians
and
the elders, because they are elders. I think it would be a great place to start with Trish and the Arcturians.
Sure, absolutely. I'm more than happy to. So, Diane Gordon's on. She is a fellow nurse that I worked with for a very long time and became very good friends with. She says there's a Christmas party at the manor. Okay, which is where we used to work. Awesome, cool. Tell everyone I said hi.
Both of us. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, woohoo. So that's a good place to start. So, and I know that I've spoken about how I am a starseed, and that my soul group is the Arcturians, and I have seen one in person, and I'm sure that I've seen one that I don't really remember. It was very vivid, and I had so many details that did come up in my memories. So this is first-hand experience. This is not hearsay. This is my very own contact experience that I had. So I do know, of course, that the Arcturians are from the star system of Arctura. I'm sorry. The star is actually, for some reason, when you look up the star on these solar system apps or galaxy apps or whatever you have, it shows the star is, I know in one particular app I have, it's like a yellow dwarf or something, and that's not true. There is a lot of misinformation about different star systems, but their star is actually more of a bluish color, a bluish hue. And this actually makes the entire race, the Arcturians, that's why their skin color is kind of a like a dark blue, dark purple kind of color. And they've got 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, just like we do, 2 ears, of course. They're very much humanoid. The difference being in the head shape. The head shape, and this is first-hand experience. At least the particular being that I witnessed myself. The head is significantly larger, and very notable. The very most thing that stuck out to me in seeing this being was that there was a very distinct ridge down the middle of the forehead. It was almost like the parietal lobes were kind of protruding a little bit, and then there was that ridge in the middle, kind of like this. And then again, the head was significantly larger on the side of the head, the lobes themselves. No hair. I did notice that the being that I witnessed had kind of like a headband on, and then there was like a little jewel in the middle where the third eye would be. And just like Larissa said, these beings are elders. These beings are this whole race is known to be the most advanced in the galaxy. But they're elders in wisdom. They're elders in knowledge. They're very much teachers. They're very much healers. In fact, their technology, I remember being taken to their healing chambers, and these healing chambers are kind of almost like what we see out of sci-fi movies, but they're energetic chambers. So they're healing your physical, mental, emotional, and energetic body kind of all at once, and it's able to kind of pick out what the elements are, what's going on inside the physical, and all of it, energetic, emotional, all of it. And then it's able to work with the DNA itself. That's how they repair. That's how they heal. Is they actually go in these chambers go into the DNA itself and heal it kind of from the inside out. So, they have very much been. My son, my oldest son, is Arcturian as well, and he's had several vivid dreams of contact, and it is, it can be genetic when you're talking about being a starseed, although we're seeing blood families come in all the time as different races, different types of extraterrestrial beings, different types of souls. So not always. It just so happens that me and my son were of the same. But very loving, very wise, very much teaching, very much compassionate beings. They are, and they are mostly fifth density beings. I have been told that some of them have gone to sixth density, and these are where the sixth density are more of the teachers, and then the fifth density more of the healers. Because when you reach, when you cross densities like that, then you gain an exceptional amount of expansion of consciousness. So they're able to kind of retain more and then hence teach more. So they do only have 4 fingers. So when one reached down to me and reached for my hand, I noticed that there was only 3. There was an opposable thumb, and then there was only 3 other fingers. So very notable, and I think this is common. Not all races, but this is a very common thing out there, and at least from my experience, anyway. So that's kind of a rundown on the Arcturians, and they are here. They are connecting with us very much so right now, and because they're kind of an elder race, they would very much like to pass on their wisdom, and they would very much like to connect with anybody that's willing and open, and they would very much like to teach us how to heal ourselves, and their main philosophy is heal from the inside out. Heal yourself, heal inside, you heal your outside. So, um, that's all I could think of at the top of my head. If anybody has any questions with that, I'd be more than happy to answer. Otherwise, if it's okay, I'm going to hand Larissa the floor and she can talk about the Sirians, if you'd like.
Thank you. I'm Larissa Cosmos, and I am a starseed from Sirius, Sirius A to be exact, and there are Sirius A and Sirius B, and there's definitely different characteristics from both planetary systems. Sirius A, if you resonate with Mother Isis or Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary is also a second incarnation of Mother Isis.
Yes.
They're like they resonate. They're more wolf-like. If you see a Sirius, usually people from Sirius have striking eyes. You'll see their eyes. They like to exit the galaxy. They're all about, let's party, let's dance. Like very happy, want everybody to dance and sing. They're obnoxious. Seriously, they are. So where you'll find the mermaids, merman. The dolphins, orcas. Let me see. Let's see what else can I think about. Sirius A. People who come from the planet Sirius A. They usually. I'm a Blu-ray. I come down with the first wave of knowledge, energies to open up, and then after us comes the indigos. But I am a Blu-ray before the indigo. The indigo children come to basically raise hell with all systems breaking down.
Yes.
I come before that, the messenger, basically the messenger, the seed spreader.
Yes.
Let me see, there was more. And when you come from the work with, and the Lyrans, which are the feline aliens. I had also met Energy Lyran just last October of 2018. Had woken up to her being beside my bed. At first, had to adjust my eyes, thought maybe I was dreaming, but
right.
I was not. She was standing there. She was about 4.5 feet tall. I heard her telepathically tell me, until next time, I love you.
Yeah.
So I knew there, and then it hadn't been the first time I had met her, but it was the first time I was allowed to see her and remember her.
They're very loving.
We come with the mission to unify the collective. So unity and community is a big deal with people from Sirius.
Yes.
They come here on a mission. They're here to unify the collective. They also want you to know that love, like my shirt says, love is the universal law. Love is the most powerful of all powers. It's love. Love, it will take you further than any power in the world, no matter how simple that sounds. Loving is very hard. Sometimes it's easier to hate. Love is very powerful. But sometimes hate's powerful too. Powerful energies.
Sure.
Love is sometimes easy to achieve, sometimes not so easy to achieve, but it is a universal law that, love is the law.
Absolutely.
Most Sirians were sometimes very quiet, sometimes not. We sometimes seem easy to be approachable, sometimes not so approachable, but we usually all seem like pushovers. We'd be easy for the world to let us down, push us around, but the real matter of it, as Sirian starseed is so strong, they can't be broke down, not mentally and not spiritually.
Right.
Maybe things in life here on Earth can break you down, but spiritually, stronger. We'll come back stronger. We're almost like wolf-like, warrior-like. We'll come back leading the pack.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. We're very strong when it comes spiritually.
Absolutely, and that's what they're known for, right?
I was trying to think if there's any. I was trying to write it down while you were talking.
That's okay. That's good.
See.
Yeah, that's what they're known for.
I'm thinking, that's the rundown that I can think about. Is that I am from Sirius A. I very much remember my time in Egypt. I very much resonate with Isis, Mother Isis. I do. And Mother Mary. I always say that me, Jesus, and Mary, homeboy, homegirls, we're just homies. skipping through the woods. That's how it is. We're really that close.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I know that sounds silly, but it's true.
No, absolutely. It is.
I have friends. One's Jesus, one Mary, and she prefers to be called Miriam.
Yep.
I call her Miriam.
Okay.
So I was asked to call her Miriam.
Yeah.
And do they reside on Sirius A? I don't know, but I definitely have a connection with them, and I also do know that Mother Mary has a connection to Isis as the second incarnation of Isis. I do know that.
Yes, this is absolutely true. Absolutely, so, yes, and this is happening more times than not in our historical world. There's a lot of physical bodies that were the same soul, such as Jesus and Buddha, and further
Jesus
back than that, right? And Osiris, right? Exactly, and you see similar stories. This is kind of go off track here, but this sparked something in me. You see similar stories. See, when you speak about the way that Osiris was conceived and the way that Jesus was conceived, they're the same story, and it's with the same mother too, as well. So.
And as I say, I resonate with Jesus. He's my homeboy. He is. I call him my homeboy. I don't care how silly it sounds, but that's how close I am to him. I have regular conversations with him.
Yeah, as we
should.
Yes.
When I was taken in an astral travel that I had told you about, last episode or a couple episodes ago, about the waking up and meeting Osiris, and that's when I was told I was from Sirius, and I'm a Sirian starseed. I am a blue ray. That's how I found that stuff out, and he was there, large and in charge, and I was given that information and my life.
Absolutely, and I spoke about my experience. I think it was last video too. At least the first conscious contact experience that I remember. I know that there's been several times in the past that I have been had the contact experience. I just don't remember it. Probably because we're not remembering sometimes, as everybody has had a contact experience. It's here. It's on this planet. It's just that it comes to our memories when we're ready for it to. If they think that our consciousness is not going to be able to understand it or process it, then they will put a veil on that. So, or we may veil ourselves from remembering that too. Okay, because if we're not going to handle it, then that's going to be damaging to our psyche.
Yes.
So.
And some of us want to learn. That was a big part of my journey. Was what was my purpose? Why am I here?
Sure.
I knew there was a bigger purpose as being born human.
Absolutely, right.
That never resonated with me.
And I think that most starseeds feel that way. Most starseeds feel kind of alienated. I mean, that's a kind of a funny way to put it, but we do. We feel isolated. We feel different. We feel not from here, literally. Some starseeds, choose that they would rather play by themselves or work by themselves than work in a group of people and have to be in with people all day. They choose to just do it themselves, and they work better that way. They feel like they never fit in, and I think because we were kind of wanting to talk about characteristics of each race, and then but then by the time we were talking about it, we're like, but we're all the same, kind of, so I do know that the Sirians, I wanted to add to that, the feline race. I do have a guide that's Sirian, very beautiful lavender color. They're very shy. They're very short. They're, I think on average, you said the one you saw was about 4.5 feet, and I think that's pretty much average height for the race.
So maybe it wasn't a child.
Yeah, well, it could have been.
Feminine, like race, maybe that some of those
this
races up there are very childlike, like Sirius B. They're partiers.
Yeah.
They just want to dance all the time. This can't be my enemy. Let's just dance.
Yeah.
Let's just dance. So that's just how they are. Oh, you're draconian?
That's a fun energy, though. Yeah. That's fun, though.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, so I mean, it felt like energy.
And it very well could have been.
Childlike,
right.
feminine energy.
Because I was first introduced to the guide in a dream, and it was very subtle. introduced to me. And then I kept asking my other guides about it, and they kept saying, well, she's shy. She'll come out and talk whenever she's, ready to. And then finally, I did get a chance to, in a very vivid dream, and she did speak a little bit about her race, about how they are very shy, but they're very loving, very compassionate, very quiet. And these specific, what I found interesting is that I know this is common amongst most of the higher vibrational races, but they specifically, their main ability is teleportation of themselves. So, and not just in their ships, but themselves in particular. Physically, they're able to kind of move from one area to the other in just a blink of an eye.
Some are more advanced. They don't need a ship.
Right.
They teleport just like Star Trek.
Exactly.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Exactly. Beam me up, Scotty. Exactly. Right. Exactly. And she was kind of explaining a little bit about how they do it. And I don't know if it's the same for all beings or if it's just that specific race. I don't know. But she was talking about how they literally, so they use their consciousness, they use their brow chakra essentially, and then they visualize a place where they want to be. And it's like remote viewing. So they remote view a location that they want to go to. And then they focus while focusing on this location, they focus on their energy, and they change their own frequency to the energy of the location that they want to be at. And then it's like picturing themselves there, and then they're there. Like, all they have to do really is think about where they want to go, tune into that vibration of what it is, and then change their own vibration to what that location is, and hence it makes it easier for them to move there.
As you mentioned, that not all of them have that easy of like turning a dial to the frequency. Not all of them can easily turn that dial.
Exactly.
So that makes them
kind of unique.
Pretty unique, honestly.
Yeah, very much unique, absolutely. But they're beautiful. Just that lavender color. Oh my gosh! And I don't know if
we can raise our vibration up, but they can only vibrate down so low. They're not right. They're not made for it.
Right. Exactly.
Not most alien races. So the Sirians, that's a special quality.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think that's a large scale that they can do that.
No, it's not.
I could be wrong.
I said quite a few times.
I haven't heard of that. Being easy for all races.
No, and it's not. And as I said before, too, how they communicate with us is in a way that we have to go up to them a little bit, and they got to come down a little bit. Not all can do that. You're right, exactly. It's very hard. But some can, they just don't want to because of the such low vibration of Earth and such karmic stuff floating around in the energy field here that they don't want to, because they don't want to get kind of mixed in with the karmic stuff, so they choose not to. And some will, with the chance that they might get mixed up in some of the karmic stuff. So but I think we're heading into a time right now that a lot of these races, these beings, are reaching out to us right now, because the energy here is getting higher, and not everybody's ready. Not everybody is ready for that. So they're really reaching out, trying to see who's open, who's ready for a message, who's ready for help, because they're not going to land in the lighthouse lawn and say, we're here to free you all, abracadabra, everything's better. They're not going to do that.
Right, they're not going to save us. It starts with us. We save ourselves.
So what
they're always loving and guiding us. Yes.
And that's kind of their mission, is that they can't just show up. They don't. It wouldn't be right to just show up and then hoorah, you're free. It is, we're going to show you, we're going to help you and guide you how to save yourselves, to heal yourself, because that's where it counts.
We chose to come down here. Yes.
Exactly.
We chose to come down here. They'll stand beside us. They'll guide us. They'll, anything we ask for, they're there for. But they are not coming here to save us.
Absolutely.
We're here to save ourselves, and we're here to save Mother Gaia.
Right. Another issue with that is, not only is it our job to save ourselves, is that if they were to show up on the lighthouse lawn and say, we're here to save you all, hoorah, how many people, and I'm sure right now it would be in the millions, how many people would bow down on their knees and attempt to worship them and see them as gods or something, as it's happened so in the past. And that's not what they want. They don't want to be worshipped. They see us as their equal. It's just that we're in a different phase of learning, and then we're graduating, transitioning into a different phase of learning. That's how they see us.
Right,
they
we're
don't
like
want to
in
be
college
worshipped. Exactly,
right now.
We're in college, and we're graduating, and they're kind of coming in and showing us how
Some of us
to
took
get
harder
that.
classes and harder lessons, but we're all down here being schooled.
Absolutely. Some of us have really hard lessons, but some of those are the ones that are the teachers. A lot of those are the teachers.
Yeah, because you can't teach something you've never experienced. That's why some of us choose the hard roads.
Exactly.
My brother chose a real hard road, but one day he'll realize that he is a very brilliant teacher.
Absolutely.
And that is the teachers. We did choose these hard paths. You can't teach something you don't know nothing of.
Yeah, exactly. That wouldn't be fair.
You have to experience the heartache and the hardship.
It wouldn't be right for me to lecture Alyssa on some experience I know nothing about, and I cannot put myself in her shoes. That wouldn't be right. So until you've experienced it, then really you have no right to judge or to be giving advice either. I mean, to be coming from a space that knows nothing about it, it's not fair. That's not fair. Do we want to talk a little bit about let's see here. We can go into the Blue Avians a little bit. And I know that they do have a different...
They're very loving.
Oh gosh, yes. And they do have a different... I know that average is 7 to 8 feet-ish. I think that probably it varies being by being, of course. But I do believe that's the average. They come here with a very specific mission of... they've actually stated that they are the Ra from Egypt. They are the collective consciousness group known as Ra, R-A, that we hear about. I know whenever I always grew up, they taught ancient Egyptian history as Ra being one specific being.
And Thoth was an blue avian.
Absolutely, he was. If you guys go and, Google it. Look up ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics artwork, and you can see their depiction of Thoth as a blue avian. It's obvious. It's right there. You can't make this up, right?
He is a bird.
Absolutely. Yes. But they taught Ra as one specific being, and that's not true. It is a collective consciousness that is of the Blue Avians, and they did bring the Law of One here, the Law of One books. The Law of One teaches, they introduced this back, believe it or not, in the 1980s. You can look it up. I own the books. I've read the books. They have the audio books on YouTube, the Law of One. Look it up. Very kind of hard to follow, but once you kind of get into it and start raising your vibration, it's a lot easier to follow. They do talk very formulated, so you kind of have to, listen and then break it down, pause it, break it down, and then listen again, and so that you can kind of get what they're saying. But they hand a lot of information in these books, in this Law of One. Their overall mission is to help us understand that we are all one. We are all one. That separation is an illusion, and that way back, shortly after creation, is when a certain group of consciousness decided that they wanted to separate from God so that they could learn. And they don't use the term God. They use the one infinite creator, which is very resonating with me. And we all have a different label for it, I guess. But they're very much about peace and love and forgiving and not having any earthly attachments or emotional attachments or karmic attachments. And they do give a lot of information about releasing your karma and how past life, they also go into how past lives are in congruence with our current life and how to kind of get around those obstacles a little bit. But very loving creatures. My daughter, I believe so. She talks about a a couple of guides of hers that, and she's 4, that come to get her and take her. Got like an echo there. Okay, that come and get her, and they do take her to other planets where they learn and sightsee, so to speak. They show her around in another. Okay. Got some interference there and echo. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
My.
It wouldn't be a live feed without something.
We're getting used to it.
Yeah.
It's our usual.
We just fly on by. But the one being in particular, her name is she has a name Love, and I do believe that that's not her real name. I think my daughter pinned that name on her because she speaks a lot about love. I've asked her what she says, what this being says to her, and she says, well, she says love a lot, so that's what she named her, which is fine. But I was watching a video about the blue avian on my TV, and she happened to walk by and said, "What's Love doing on there?" It's just a movie about her. So I do believe she does have a guide that is a blue avian, which is fine by me, and because they're very loving, very compassionate creatures. And then we have there are groups from Zeta Reticuli that are very positive. Now, one group is your well-known Greys that I'm sure everyone has heard about, and then another group is gray in color, but they're not the same as
the Zetas.
Right,
the Zetas.
Right, the Zetas. They are not the same as what we depict as the Greys. They're very, very compassionate, very loving, very positive, very willing to teach and guide.
I think they're the preparers. I think they kind of the preparers, right?
Okay.
I get the feeling like they try to prepare the humans more physically down here on Earth what needs to be done. The footwork, does that make sense?
Yeah. Prepare for first contact. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I feel like that's really what because the Zetas are very knowledgeable,
yes.
Just in general, like how to build dome houses to save you from earthquakes, floods. I mean, a lot of that comes from the Zetas. Information like that. I mean, of course, you could learn it, I guess, from a carpenter, but the Zetas do say, safest places of the human footwork down here on Mother Gaia.
Okay. I resonate with that, absolutely. I feel like they're playing a big role in preparing us for first contact by coming in and teaching us. And as I said before, guys, with any of this race or whatever your soul family is, as I said, they approach your higher self first. And they communicate with your higher self first and see what your readiness is. And then when you're ready, then they start coming in dreams, communicating with you there, and then it goes on to vivid dreams and peripheral vision stuff. You know what I mean? Just see how ready you are.
The sensing of the energy.
Exactly. Right.
That really opens you up. The dream after the dream state, you realize that you really weren't living a dream.
Yeah.
That was real contact, real information. I feel like that's when the energy starts to really open up your chakras.
Absolutely. Yeah, because once you start questioning whether or not that was a dream.
Open.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You start questioning whether or not that was a dream, and then it just kind of opens up a whole wide array of experiences. And you guys need to be paying attention. Everybody pay attention. Watch your peripheral vision. Write down your dreams. The first thing when you wake up in the morning, have a notepad ready, or have your iPhone or whatever Android open to your notes.
Right.
Write down
be a dream you remembered, or a song, lyrics from a song, numbers, any of that. Absolutely. Yes. And you write it down and you checked it, say 30 days. Say the first thing you did when you woke up every morning for 30 days, wrote down the song that was on the numbers or the dream you were dreaming.
Absolutely.
I went back and just read those first 30 days. You'd be amazed the information that will come through right when you wake up.
Absolutely. And you find that the more you do it, as time goes on, you're remembering more and more and more and more. And write down every detail that stuck out to you. So every detail that you remember.
And back up what you're learning. Go find a book at the library that, maybe it was a book that you were, resonating with when you woke up, or a song lyric, and start putting it all together. Do the footwork, do the educating part of it, and you'll come to realize that none of it came to you just randomly.
Absolutely
not. That it all was leading up to something.
And whatever
you do the footwork,
and whatever is sticking out,
find that everything you learned was 100.
Absolutely. And whatever is sticking out to you, whatever detail is sticking out to you enough for you to remember it and write it down, that's your message. Remember that. That's your message. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter
what. Our angels, our guides, they speak to us in lots of different ways.
Absolutely. So if I
through
say
light language, through symbols, through dreams, through song lyrics, through numbers, through birds, through animals, through spirit totems, all kinds of ways. And if you are open to the messages, you will start to recognize them for what they really are.
Oh yeah, you'll start seeing them, and we're getting them already. It's just a matter of us recognizing them. So if I say you had a dream, if you tell me you had a dream about a blue house, okay, so break that down. All right. So sometimes it doesn't even matter what the theme of the dream was, but the fact that the first thing you told me about your dream was that you had a blue house. So number one being the symbolism of a house. I always, and everybody has a different interpretation, so go with whatever your interpretation is about a house, but mine is, anytime I dream about a house, it's my consciousness. Okay, so one time I had a dream that I was in a basement and I opened a door, and behind this door was a whole football field size room. I was opening more layers of my consciousness as what the symbolism behind it was. So number two is the fact that you told me it was a blue house. So what does blue symbolize? Okay, blue is indigo ray, blue ray, of course, blue energy, indigo energy. So again, sometimes it doesn't matter what the theme of the dream was. It's the fact that you remembered there was a house and there was blue color. Those are your messages.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that because the house most times is a symbol of you.
Yeah.
You are your house.
Yeah,
so if you're dreaming about a basement, first of all, the basement, you're really talking either, sounds like your sacral energy.
Okay,
is in your basement.
Sure, okay. I read
and the
that.
doors that open up would be the sacral, peeling away layers. Because comes sacral, comes
opening up energies.
Yeah, sure. Karmic energy.
Sure, opening up energies in the sacral, right? Totally.
And like you said, the blue energy, the indigo energy. Yeah.
Totally. Okay. I like that. Absolutely. And that was a real dream, by the way. That's been that been a couple years ago, I guess. Yeah, I just happened to think about it whenever I was giving that example. But yeah, I had a dream.
And the sacral energy is red, correct?
Yes. Red. Orange. Yes, orange.
Orange, yes. Yes. Okay, orange. Yep. But the basement, I say the basement was your sacral energy because the basement really is in the bottom of your house. In all reality, there's still a foundation.
Sure.
There's,
Sure.
And that's how your body is, if you think about it.
Absolutely. You're right. You're right. Plus, it's kind of rhetorical when you talk about your nether regions. I've heard people use the basement before, so. Uh-oh. I might have to pause for a second.
We have a baby.
Yeah. I might have to pause. We'll see.
Well, I think we all understand. It's the mommy life.
Oh, sure. I think Matt's got him. Okay. Yeah, Matt's got him. Okay. All right. He just doesn't like it whenever I'm in here and he's not in here. Poor kid. He hates it.
Right.
But I love it because he's been a mama's boy, a mama's baby for the past few days. So I can't get an inch away sometimes.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Because one day he's not gonna let me. So that's I'll soak it all up.
When I spoke about my Syrian roots, for people who don't know, maybe people do know, is a dog star resonates with Sirius.
Yes,
I believe Sirius B star, and it's the Sirius A is the brightest star in our night sky. So
yes,
if you resonate with that also.
Absolutely, and that's also known as August 8th is the Lion's Gateway. It's whenever Sirius energies line up to directly have a direct line to Earth. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is that's why they call it the Lion's Gateway, is because it's opening up. It's literally a gateway, and it's a direct line. So, very, very, it's a very powerful energy. It's very loving energies that come from the star towards Earth. So, let's see here.
And though Trish and I were both told where our starseed origins came from, now some people are born knowing. They know where their origin started.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
And
well, we all know
because my honey bun, he knew he come from Orion, from the gate, out the gate. He knows he's an Orion. So some of you may know your starseed origins. You're just not ready to come forward, but a lot of you know. If you talk to your higher self guides, and say, I keep resonating as a vegan. And maybe you are. But, your guides will answer. You ask the question. If you don't know, you can certainly ask. And one day, when you are ready, your higher self agrees you are ready, you will be given the information. And some of you already know.
Absolutely.
So if you're questioning your starseed origins, check out their characteristic. Check out the planet. Check out these things. And you may find out right there, knowing that you are and checking it out, they're resonating that you are.
Absolutely.
So don't second guess it, because we're not only all from one star system. Just in this lifetime, I'm from Sirius.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. You bring up a good point there. So, let me drink there. That excellent point. Just as what she said. We can have
starseed origins from other planets.
Absolutely. I
definitely know that I'm Sirian in this lifetime, that I came down from Sirius.
Sure, but you've also had just as much as I had. I originate. My soul was born in the Arcturus system. However, I had life in the Pleiades. I've had a life on Sirius myself. I've had a life on Vega. Okay. All of us have had lives in different star systems. To the point being is that we go from system to system, experiencing what it's like there and gathering knowledge from that system and gathering experiences here and knowledge from there. But I guess when we talk about our origins, we're talking about where our soul was born. Okay. Kind of going back to the Arcturians a little bit, I just happen to remember something else too, is that what's very interesting and what I just love about, well, I love everything about them, but one thing that just is really awesome, and I really, really wish that humanity would do the same, is that they base your career on what you do, because they have jobs just as much as we do. They don't sit behind a desk and do paperwork all day and make $9 an hour. That's not how it works. But they do a service. Let me put it to you this way: they do a service in their community on a daily basis. Okay, is how they put it. Based on what color their aura is. Isn't that awesome? Based on what, if you're a violet ray, the violet rays are the ones that are nannies or watch the children or teach the children or work in their healing chambers. because the violet rays are the most empathic and the most compassionate and nurturing. Exactly. So when they're trying to find someone to sit with the children of the race, they pick only violet rays. They will not allow any other ray to, or any other color aura to watch children. And this is like race wide. Like if you want to be a nanny and you're Arcturian, you have to be a violet ray, which is, and they do this with every, community service, if let's call it that, because they're like, we don't like to use the word jobs, is what they're telling me right now. So, and that's fine.
Call it unity service.
Unity service, exactly.
Unity service.
Community service, yeah. There you go. Yeah, I like that.
Service.
I like that, yeah.
And I believe Sirians are the same way.
Okay, I can see that. Absolutely. Isn't that awesome? I really wish that humanity would get to that point.
That everybody has a service for everybody.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
A service to you, have a service for everybody else's service. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The unity service. Yeah.
And I just thought that was so awesome. And then the bacon.
That's beautiful, right?
Yeah, it is. Gosh, can you imagine what kind of world it would be if we did that here? If if
we all lived our best life and found a purpose and just ran with it.
Absolutely. If we really took, and I'm trying to teach my children this, especially not so much the younger two, but the oldest, who's 14, who's just finding himself, and he's very much awake as well. So that kind of does help. But so he's able to understand a little bit better. But I'm trying to teach them, when you go into this world and do your responsibilities as a person here in this, at least in this, the way the world is right now, this society the way it is right now, find a career that you absolutely love. Make sure it's something that you love. And I'm going to tell all of you right now, if you haven't got to the point, and it's never too late, take your hobby, whatever you do in your free time, whatever you do because you just love to do it, and you just love to get lost in it, take that hobby and make a career out of it. Because when you do that and you go into a career that you just absolutely love doing and love getting lost in and can never be bored doing it, you never wake up not wanting to go to work. You're not setting yourself up to be depressed at your job.
You have passion, you have drive.
Yes, and it's going to show.
And that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to show in your work when you go to work loving what you do, and you wake up every morning loving what you do, and you never wake up say, I don't want to go today, because you love what you do. So it's going to show. It's going to show, and you're going to have many rewards, not only from your job, but personally, emotionally, mentally, and physically, because you're waking up in a good mood. And you can be grateful that you have a job that you just love to do. So take your hobbies, whatever you're doing with your hobby, and make that a career. Chase after it. And it's never, ever, 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 ever too late. Never too late. When I was going through nursing school, we had women and men that were 50, almost 60 years old, that are just starting over because they've always wanted to try nursing, and they chose to go with the it's never too late process, and they got it done. So absolutely.
Sometimes we make better students as we get older.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is so true. And I didn't go right out of high school myself. I waited a few years before I went into nursing school. So and I think that anything in this world, anything in this universe, anything in this reality is going to be given to us as we are ready for it. It doesn't matter what it is. If we're not ready for it...
And the greatest thing is we're getting closer to 2020, and it's easier to create and manifest what we want to do in our lives.
Yes, absolutely. So the year 2020 is a 4-year, which is 2 plus 2, of course. So that carries just intense energy alone. But when you look at everything that's kind of going on globally, physically, take everything that's going on physically, there is 10, 12, 100 times as much going on in the unseen world for us, that's just waiting for us, okay, in 2020. So when we turn that corner, I mean, I'm serious. It's going to be a different world next year. It really is. And I think 2019, honestly, was a whole year of getting us ready for that. Like,
I think, yes, change was all about 2019.
Absolutely.
And creation, recreation is 2020.
Yes. Absolutely. 2020 vision, right? 2020 vision. Perfect vision.
Yeah. No, we don't need hindsight because we're not going that way. We're going forward. Right. 2020. Think of it as.
Absolutely.
Some people never seen it coming. Some people didn't believe it could happen. Like, my life changed. 2019 was a big changing year for
definitely,
me. But I seen it coming in 2018.
Absolutely. And I cannot wait for some of these things. I do want to kind of give a somber, I don't want to call it a warning because this is not meant to be in fear, but society, the way things are going to kind of tumble out. There are some things that are going to be coming out that are just absolutely, what's the word for it? Devastating, I guess. Where I think that there will be a period this coming year, in the next couple of weeks, even maybe. I think the whole world is going to be in shock over some of these things that are going to come out. But this needs to be. We're shining a light in the dark places on this planet, and it's now time that the light comes through. But in order to do that, like I said, you gotta shine the light in the corner, and into the shadows, and see the darkness. We have to expose it. In order to expose it, we gotta bring it up. So things are gonna come out that are just...
Gotta magnify it. Gotta get the light in there.
Absolutely, things are gonna come out that are just disturbing. But you're hearing it here first, so that we can prepare you guys, so when it does come out, you can kind of know what we were going for here. The point being is that stay with yourself. When these things come up, stay with your peace. Know that it's a mere stepping stone to something greater, that we are getting that darkness out of here, and we are shining a light into those dark corners to move on from it, to create something better. So, and
then with the chaos will come order.
Absolutely. Chaos into order, always chaos into order. In order for them to be order, there has to be chaos. Because, and
we're going into the midst of it.
Absolutely. I mean, we are right on that corner. We are at the crescendo point.
It's about to hit the fan.
It really is, yeah.
To put it politely.
Yes. I mean, in all different directions, it's going to hit the fan. And then once it hits the fan, it's going to go in every other direction. I mean, really, it's going to be... But we're
going to get through it.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be hard, growing pains, but we're going to get through it. It's going to be for the better.
Because if we didn't expose this stuff, then all of this stuff would keep collecting the dust.
For naught.
Right.
And we came down here to change that.
Yes. We didn't.
It's been this way for too long, and it's time to shine the light.
It sure is. And we didn't come down here to continue to watch it collect dust. We came down here to help clean it out and clean ourselves out and move on from it and create a better world. And this is exactly what we're seeing. We're at that crescendo point. But just hang tight through it. Know that there's a better world coming and that you're a part of it. And that it's no coincidence that we decided to incarnate in this time on Earth right now, at the time that all this was going on. My guides, as of the past week, because I've been looking for guidance about how to bring it out and bring it up to you guys, and I was talking to Larissa about this before we came on. I said, they've been telling me all week that to pay attention to what's going on, because us, and I'm not sure what generation everybody is that's on right now or watching, but we are going to be able to tell our grandchildren how awesome it was that we lived through this time right now. So pay attention to how things change. And again, it's going to be shocking anxiety attack, globally devastating, but
Mhm.
that is to create something that it's not. So we are creating, by exposing all that, we are creating the golden era. And that is what we're going to be telling our children, is that we lived through that and we were able to create this better world for you because we were here at this time. So, and Larissa, you wanted to talk about some of the lights and the golden light that you've been seeing coming on. So did you want to kind of talk
Yes,
about that?
I have been, I have been for, oh gosh, last year's when I started seeing a lot of people taking pictures of themselves, but I had been doing this for a couple years before that. I started noticing, I had taken a picture on Easter like 3 or 4 years ago that I noticed that the energy of the sun seemed to start changing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, like, I really didn't notice it before 3 or 4 years ago, but
Sure.
strongly 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
I started taking pictures of me with the sun. Drove my son nuts. He's like, Mom, I want to see your face. I don't want to see the sun rays.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't understand.
Right.
I'm doing
Right.
this because every one of us are energetic beings. We all have energy.
Yes.
And we have an aura. And
Yes.
our energy interacts with the sun's energy. The color of Archangel Samuel.
Yes.
Also, pink is the color energy of unconditional love. Unconditional love was just being slathered all over Mother Gaia the other day. Really big time here on the Rocky Mountains. I really came into the house, was hanging Christmas lights, talking to my sister, and just out of nowhere, the sun just decided to find me in the house. I seen my energy talking to my sister. It was just a gold ray, just golden rays, just completely golden rays, which is bigger than unconditional love. The golden ray light is from our source, from our infinite creator, our God, our,
you got it,
being smothered all over Mother Gaia.
Sure.
So it's bringing up energy, karmic energy, cleaning it out with unconditional love. Our bodies are going to start, our light bodies and our human bodies are going to start feeling lighter, because if we have not brought up the karma that is weighing us down at this time, we're not letting go of a job, of a person, of an attachment, of abuse, whatever it may be. If we're not letting it go, it is going to smack you in the face.
Right.
You are going
to
come full circle. You are going to confront it. The shadow work is now. Do your inner work. Go and find those darkest spaces within you. The abuse, the whatever it is, whatever trauma that you know is holding you down, keeping you from feeling lighter, feeling better, feeling healthy. Whatever it is, let it go, because if you don't, it's going to find you, and you're going to feel crazy. You're going to,
absolutely,
your life is going to spin out of control. You're going to be living somewhere that you just can no longer live. You are going to be forced to move from there, whether you don't know why you got evicted, but it ends up being a good thing, or a relationship ends and you must move. Whatever it is, it's going to push you to that point. The brink. We're at the brink right now. You're going to face it, so may as well do it with love. Do the time. Take your inner work. Take your shadow work and do it hard. Work it. It is the hardest work you're ever going to do. It's going to be the best job you ever did, because you as a human are going to soar so much higher energetically. Your health will improve. Everything in your life will improve just by working and doing it, because we're going to get confronted with it. We have major energy coming through, and our bodies are almost having a hard time dealing with the energies, because the energies are so strong right now.
They are.
So
embrace
the pink ray light, embrace that golden light, and love yourself. The way God loves you, your infinite creator, your God, your goddesses, whoever you praise and pray to. Love your infinite creator. He's sending you love right now in waves.
You got it. You got it.
So I just wanted everyone to be aware of that, because it was last week or the week before, I had seen pulses coming off the sun that were not able to break through. There was a very dark gray energy that was stopping that sun ray.
Oh yeah, yes.
Power for reaching us. And at that same time, I was also seeing flashes of random people getting pulsated with blue light, which is also Archangel Michael. It's opening up the indigo color, our chakra, opening us up. So I had seen people that were being basically shocked with I don't know, awakening fairy dust is, is the only way I can
Yeah, and I think like, that's kind of what...
You get the fairy dust, you get the fairy dust, you get the fairy dust. People are being awakened, people are facing their karmas, their darkness. There's nothing we can do about it. The energy is bigger and bigger than us. We have to just learn to work with it. It's here. And it's not going back.
It's getting to the point where we can't ignore things anymore. Like, we either deal with it or we don't move on. Like, and like she said, it's gonna smack us in the face. We might as well just go with the flow and recognize the lessons and take them whenever we need to. I'm gonna move you up just a little bit, because it'll keep coming back around.
And I was telling Trish, that's the reason that I wore the pink shirt tonight.
Oh no!
Because of the pink ray energy.
Right.
So the pink ray energy. The shirt that says love, because it was unconditional love energy that had come here. I wore blue makeup to embrace my starseed origins.
You got it.
Everything I did tonight, I wore my Herkimer diamond, which isn't always, but it was all of it tied into what we were talking about. The alien origins, our, the energies coming in. Embrace yourself, love yourself as much as God, your creator, your infinite creator, loves you.
Absolutely.
It's a very important time for you to do that.
To be your authentic,
into a new world in 2020.
Be your authentic, be your starseed self, and not be afraid to be your starseed self, and speak your truth. And I lost you, so I gotta set this up again. I'm sorry.
That's fine, as long as they can hear me. Walk into your office and embrace that you're an alien. I bet you, and now more than ever, most people are going to stand up and say, "Oh my gosh, so am I."
Yeah, and the world is changing. Even the more of the world is coming to the realization that we are all, in fact, not all starseeds, but a very good majority that are here are starseeds, and a lot more people are not being afraid to stand up for up and say that. Absolutely. Sorry, guys.
There's a lot wrong in the world right now.
Oh my gosh, so much.
And the people who are mostly trying to bring it to light are us light workers.
Right.
There's light workers here that are trying to bring points of light
where
it needs to be shown.
Exactly, and I know I made a post.
We've been doing it for decades. We've been working hard. People have been working behind the scenes for decades. Nobody's talking about it. But now might be the time where it is time to embrace who you are, because there's people out there who understand now more than ever.
Absolutely. And I made a post not too long ago. I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was basically, it had a map of the world on it with the energetic grid on it, and it was basically that, each of the starseeds that came in teaching, and not even just teaching, but because we don't have to get up here and teach our knowledge like me and Larissa are to change, to spark something in somebody else. We don't have to. We're all,
some of us are just here to walk through a grocery store.
And change one person. You know what I mean? But that counts. You're doing your mission when you do that. And maybe that's all you are just meant to associate with the public, but you're changing the world that way. But we are placed strategically on this planet for a reason. Yes. We are strategic, and
points of light.
Exactly, if you look at a map,
strategic points of light.
You got it.
Absolutely.
And I call them nodes, I guess. Whenever I first had my awakening, my spontaneous awakening that I had I saw, and the only thing I can describe it as if is it was a near-death experience because I saw myself leave, and then I was meeting with all kinds of different beings, and I'm trying to get this back. I saw my energy leave, and then I immediately, it was like in a matter of 0.3 seconds, I learned like 1,000 years of knowledge. Immediately I saw everybody else's energy that was around me, and I saw them as little nodes on a grid. So that's exactly what we are, is we each are these little nodes on a grid of a whole, okay? Or like I've heard waves in an ocean described, very frequently. So if that's a
I
good
was
way,
shown as like a beacon.
yeah,
I was shown
beacon,
like
sure.
beacons of light, and almost like when you would look at a map and you'd see the electricity of, the Earth at night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's why I say points of light, because some beacons shine brighter than others, but every light mattered.
Yep, every light
They were
matters.
strategically placed. You're correct.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm getting this. I'm trying to anyway. Okay. I don't even know how I knocked that over. I must have bumped it just right. I was trying to fix it, and then I messed it up.
Just another technical difficulty.
Yeah, but at least I can hear you and see you. Oh, yeah. At least I can hear you and see you, though.
Taking it all in stride. Just take it all in stride, Trish.
Go with the flow. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I got it. Just making sure that they can still see you. Okay. Yep, you're a little bit crooked, but I've got better things coming for y'all. I was telling Larissa, I've got a call out. Hopefully somebody will answer that's close to me, or I will find somebody. It'll all work out how it's supposed to, but I'm having someone at some point in time come in and show me how to better use these broadcasting systems that I use, and just get me better set up for you guys, because I want it to get it to where you guys can see Larissa on the screen, and that I'm not holding the phone or holding the phone up there. But the programs that I've tried and used, there's always something wrong with it, and I'm sure it's interference that's not, or it could just be operator error, but I wouldn't put it past it. But I do try to do what I can, but there's always something not working on each one that I've tried. Like it shows up blank, or it's like somebody, you know how my lives go. For a long time they used to just shut off randomly on me. So, and I think that that's just the way, but I'm having somebody come in and walk me through how to set it up more efficiently, professionally. I don't want to say professionally, but just in a manner that's better for you guys, because there was a picture that Larissa took the other night that I would have really liked to have shown on the screen, maybe panned away, have that picture shown on the screen, and then you guys can see what we were talking about. And there's so much I want to do. It's just not, I just need somebody to come in that's a professional that kind of has more experience with it. So there's better things coming, and then I'm not going to have all these stuff,
in the future would like to show some pictures of things that we're actually talking about.
Right,
would it help with our presentation of what we're talking about? Like the picture Trish is referring to the other night, there was people in Australia that had witnessed a blue planet behind the moon.
Yes.
And
I posted it to my
across,
site.
Across the globe here in Montana, was out taking pictures of the moon. I just get drawn to take pictures. I take a lot of pictures. I catch a lot of UFOs. I suppose people could write them off as lens. There's always skeptics, but I know what I'm catching. There's a reason I go out there and take the pictures. Well, this night,
absolutely,
I happened to be looking at the full moon, and I took 3 pictures. And the first picture I had seen looked like a bluish green anomaly up behind looking at it was to the left of the moon. My second picture was completely nothing, just the beautiful picture of the moon. And then the third, it shows that same thing that I had taken the picture the second before that, taking off from there.
And you have the timestamps to prove it, that it was within milliseconds. You know, I mean, it was
Absolutely.
one right after the other.
Yeah. And I was compelled to go out at that moment, take those pictures. I took 3 pictures, and those, and I definitely caught whatever Australia was seeing. Yeah. So.
And it correlated. It was the same night, wasn't it? It was the very same night.
Yep.
And honestly, Larissa, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together until you said something about it again. I found it intriguing, so that's why I shared that news article to my page, and you're like, oh my gosh, Trisha, we were talking about look at this photo, it's the same thing. So
yeah, here's my picture.
It's like, oh,
across the, I got a picture across the planet here.
Yep, which brings me to the theory, which is probably isn't a theory, but you know that more people have a picture of that, I'm sure. But if you haven't already, well, Larissa, I'm going to have you maybe post those pictures to the page, the main page, so that they can kind of see, they can kind of go in and find it, and then, or heck, you can, 1, 2, 3. There were the only 3 pictures I took. Or heck, you can post them to my timeline,
that the planet was seen over Australia.
Yep.
Also within days of the volcano.
Oh, incidents. Yes.
And also, you see, the UFOs are always here, but they always seem to ramp up around a natural disaster, volcanoes.
Yep.
And
I've got a good explanation.
We don't believe in coincidences, so.
Oh no, and we were talking about the explanation of that isn't what you think it is, guys. So everything starts off as our sun, which to kind of follow up on what you were talking about earlier with the sun changes is one interesting fact is that when I was a child and I would draw pictures of the sun, I would draw it as yellow. But if you really look at your kids' artwork, they're drawing it as a white sun, which the sun is white now. It's not yellow anymore. It's white. And that just happened in a couple of years.
Like I said, I seen it changing about 4 years ago. Really changing.
Absolutely. So we're getting new and higher charged energy coming from the sun, and this is all evident. You can go find that information everywhere. I'm not just pulling stuff out. Okay, this is really going on. And when
a lot of rainbow energy,
absolutely.
And the rainbow energy was coming strong for a long time.
It has
the violet flame energy came for a long time.
Yep.
And like I said, and then recently the pink, the gold, the flashes of the blue.
Yes.
Very new energy, and not only we're also getting energy from the supernova.
Yes. I've been seeing information about that.
It's being slingshot back from the sun.
Yes.
So we're getting tremendous amount of energy, and the energy is definitely changing. It's definitely different energy than even a year ago.
And I've been seeing a lot too, and this is in a science journal, so you can go find this information too about the galaxy, the galactic central sun. It puts out a wave, and the waves are shorter in distance when you're at the galactic central sun, okay, but as far away as we are on one of the arms of the galaxy, it only reaches us every 25,000 years, which sparks this whole upgrade, ascension cycle thing. It just, you have to see the correlation.
With the golden age.
Right, yes. We're going back into the golden age, exactly, and this happens about every 25,000 years.
By gamma rays right now.
Yes.
The cosmic rays.
And we are always being bombarded by some kind of energy, not just from the sun, but elsewhere is basically the theme of that. But we're getting an increased number of coronal holes too over in the past couple of weeks.
CMEs.
Exactly.
Mass ejection, coronal holes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And with that coronal hole or a CME, when that it takes from a coronal hole, it takes 3 days to reach Earth. The energy takes 3 days to reach Earth. I think with a CMA, it's a little bit different, but I think 2 days for that. But when it gets here, we're getting a blast of that energy. It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing for us because that sparks us to dig in there and get out all that karmic garbage and just really bring up our wounds, but the solutions with it. Okay. But you guys have to see that it's not just happening to us, okay? Yes, that's happening to us from the sun, but this is happening to the earth as well. Mother Gaia is doing the exact same thing. She is a living, breathing, bleeding being, okay?
Which is, reality, so we need to be watching out for, earthquakes, volcanoes. Yes. I mean, it's affected. Mother Gaia is very much affected by this energy.
She's purging just as much as we are, and that is her form of purging. So
it's new, it's unstable energy.
Exactly, and it's raising. I
try to think of it as labor pains.
Yeah, labor pains. Energy. Exactly. Sure, absolutely. But it's raising the frequency of the earth just as much as it is our own, and this is evidenced by the Schumann resonance, the Schumann frequency. And then
Schumann resonance, yeah.
And there's what is it? Disclosurenews.it. And then make sure you find the English site. It's a website, disclosurenews.it. It gives the daily reports of the shamanic resonance. But whenever there's an increase in frequency, we increase our frequency as far as our reality, our consciousness, our dimension. So the ETs, the multidimensionals, the extra-dimensional beings that are here have never left. They've always been here. We left them by downgrading our frequency. Okay, we left the golden age.
Yes.
Okay, we left them. We left their frequency to where they were slightly out of phase with us. Whenever the energy is raised in a certain area, okay, we actually kind of get glimpses of them. So, I mean, by saying that there's increased UFO activity in a certain area, that's kind of right, but it's kind of wrong, because really we're just raising the frequency in that one area so much that we're getting glimpses of them. And this specifically happens whenever there is a natural disaster, because energy is high, just from Mother Gaia as well, but from us being affected by that natural disaster as well. So it in turn raises frequency, and then we start seeing the more and more of the flying UFOs, or increased UFO activity does not necessarily mean in the air as well. I've heard of,
Right, it just means that the energy is high enough to see.
Exactly. But you also have submerged objects as well. So if you live near an ocean, if you live near an ocean, you may see them flying in and out of the ocean.
Unidentified submergible objects.
Yes. And there's a lot more going on in our oceans than what we're being told for sure. Like Larissa said, we're just raising up just a little bit to where we're getting glimpses of them, because they've always been there. They've never left. They never did. They didn't go anywhere. We went somewhere. We went down in frequency. That's kind of something we wanted to kind of talk about as well. So this is something that you guys kind of keep an awareness of when we go into the new year, because this is going to be a very common theme coming, not just at the turn of the new year, but like all year. I think it's going to increase and increase and increase. January 12th and 13th, there are merging of several planet cycles. They all on two single days, I should say. I want to say the 12th and the 13th. It could be the 11th and 12th. I have to go back and see. But 2, 3, 4 planets, I think, have their cycles end and begin another on the same day. And some of these cycles of one planet was, I want to say Uranus was 500 and something years. And then Neptune was another one, and I believe that was 300 and something years. And then you have Earth, which of course is a matter of days, but all of them end again on one single day together. So that's not a coincidence. There is a mass meditation that is happening on that day. I will post the links for it, because I think that is a marker for shifting into a more positive timeline. So I'll find that link and I'll share it to the group, you guys. And I think politically we're going to see some things on that day, so just keep an awareness up. But when you see all this political stuff, take it in, understand it, but decide for yourself which side you want to be on. Do you want to be on, I see what's going on, I'm aware of it, yes, there's things like that going on, but I choose to come from a place of love and send everybody love because that's what they need right now. You don't want to come at these things with anger and resentment and divisiveness because that's what they're wanting. They want you to stay in low vibrational emotions. When all that stuff happens, that is exactly what they want. They want you to stay in anger, that's low vibratory. They want you to stay in resentment and unforgiving, that's low vibratory. So that when this time does come to shift into more positive timelines and more appropriate, more efficient, loving, peaceful, that we're not there because we've allowed ourselves to be stuck in low vibing emotions and be devised by those happenings. And so when they come back, I think when this mass meditation is happening, and you know what, you don't even have to be in the mass meditation presently. You can be at home by yourself. You can be at work on your lunch break. Take 20 minutes, 10 minutes, gosh, it doesn't even matter. 10 minutes I think would make a difference on that day or any other day, and just sit by yourself and offer the world
unconditional
peace.
love
Yes.
to the politics, to
Absolutely.
our Mother Gaia, to ourselves,
Yep.
to every human being.
Yeah, the world. Just offer the world.
Send it love.
Yeah.
Send it all love, because some of the things that are going to come out are going to be nasty, evil, dark, but
oh my gosh, yes. And
we have to choose how we're going to respond to that energy.
Yes.
That's,
yes, that's
there's
going
a
to
lot
be the
going on in the
kicker.
world, and for we can't sit here and say, oh, it's all beautiful. It's really
Right.
not.
No, gosh, and
You have to get through the darkness. You have to get through the thickness. You have to shine the light with love in those places, because none of it's pretty.
No. And we shouldn't sit here and say that everything's perfect. And I mean, okay, in a sense it all is, but there's reasons for why things have to be and why things have to come out.
There's order. It has to go in order.
Exactly.
This is part of it.
Exactly. And I'll tell you,
events have to take place.
Yeah, there has to be a correct step, because if anybody missteps, then the whole plan is sham. So there is so many things going on behind the scenes to remake
timing,
our world.
Energy, planetary alignment, disclosure.
Yep.
I mean,
absolutely. And
absolutely.
I'll tell you one thing, is that the ones that know really what is happening, that are absolutely devastating in this world, the ones that know cannot sleep. Okay. But again,
no.
Oh yeah, again, this is why we came in
and
here.
If anybody's feeling tired right now, they're not the only one. The energy is weighing heavy on people.
Oh yeah.
So just know that your physical bodies are going to be tired. People who are struggling are going to struggle harder. I mean, I'm not even going to lie.
Oh gosh.
Until they release that karmic garbage.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop this time.
And I think at this point in time, I think it's good. It's perfect to say that it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But when it gets better, it'll be the most amazing, beautiful, spectacular, peaceful, loving reality that we've ever known. So, but again, it'll get worse before it gets better. But
it will. We will get there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Unfortunately, the ones that are not aware of any of this, that choose to stay asleep, or that just don't know any better, that are asleep, unfortunately, they're the ones that are going to be, there's going to be belief systems that are going to be shattered.
Yes.
But
to their core.
Exactly. And we're going to be there.
Everything they ever thought they knew.
Because they've lived their whole life believing these things because somebody else told them to believe it, of course, but they didn't know that. They didn't know any better. They've lived their life and believed with all their might, because of what somebody has told them to believe, but that's still their belief systems, and this is their values, their core, but they're going to get a lot of things, a lot of systems shattered, but I am here, and Larissa is here.
Free will to understand.
Yeah.
They will have the free will to get to understand.
Everybody's got free will to understand, absolutely. They can choose at any minute that they want to live differently, that they can choose any minute. They can say, I choose...
Perfect point, Trish.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Right now. Any second.
Starting today. Starting right now.
Right. Any second. Somebody can wake up, or just not even any second. Doesn't matter. They can choose and say, I choose to live by my own beliefs. I choose to live differently. I choose to live with hope and love and peace and compassion and empathy. I don't have to live how somebody else is telling me, and I don't have to live based on somebody else's judgment of me. I choose to live for myself and make my own beliefs. As long, of course, it makes me a more loving, compassionate,
a better person. Yes.
For myself and others around me. Exactly.
I choose to live by truth.
Yes. Yep. I'm right there with you.
I choose to live by truth, by my own truth.
I'm right there
with
you.
By knowledge, by moving away from the matrix, by reaching out, educating yourself, you are going to find truth.
Absolutely. And you know what?
And truth will lead you to love. Truth will lead you.
And you're not going to find truth.
Truth is going to lead it.
Yeah, and you're not going to find truth in somebody else. You're going to find truth merely by going inward and trying to find yourself. Okay, it's inward.
Truth is going to resonate in your soul.
Absolutely. Truth is inward. Truth is your energy. What does your energy say about it? That's your truth, okay? Not what does somebody else's energy say about it.
Absolutely.
Right. Not what so-and-so says or hears or feels, Truth is only what your energy says is truth. So just keep that in mind as you go into this new year for politically, societal, or anything else for that matter. So...
And on a second note to that, Trish, when you say, I want to live my life with my truth, you're not going to only feel it in your soul, but you're going to feel it through your heart.
Absolutely.
Your heart has a brain, and your heart is going to resonate with the truth.
Yep.
Because your brain is also where the ego likes to lie.
Yep.
Literally.
Yes, absolutely.
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
Your ego likes to lie.
Yep.
So if you are listening through your heart, it's going to resonate. Truth is going to resonate through your heart.
And what does resonating feel like? So resonating feels like just a knowing, and whenever you meet somebody and you say that person seems familiar, I know that person, that's them resonating with you, or you just know it. Sometimes you may get physical goosebumps. I know I have. Sometimes I feel like a burst of energy in my stomach or my heart, my chest area. Sometimes my breath literally gets taken away. I think that's kind of extreme, but it has happened when I've resonated with something. I just go, that
I
moment.
get hot flashes, I think.
There you go.
Sometimes I get really flushed, and I don't think all my hot flashes are all hot flashes. Because sometimes
totally.
when I hear something that's truth, or I feel like I radiate that, I literally radiate.
Totally.
The truth.
I'm right there with you. And sometimes there's just an energy that just goes from the top of my head straight through my feet. It's hard to describe. It's almost
I would say truth comes with its own energy. I would agree with that, Trish. Truth carries its own energy just as well as whatever.
Sure.
I'd say truth has its own vibrational frequency. Absolutely.
Sure. Totally. And it's almost like sometimes I'll get that, like I said, the energy that just goes, and it's almost like that. And sometimes these signs can be so subtle, but if you're sensitive enough to the energy, then you're going to pick up on them. So I guess my point in explaining all of this is you don't necessarily feel them how you are told that you're feeling them. Pay attention pay attention to subtle little cues just like that, because we are all experiencing them on a daily basis, but we're just merely not looking in the right spots because we're expecting to hear something audible that says, yeah, that's it, or you're expecting to see a note above it that says, this is the truth here, not here, and it just doesn't happen that way. It's energy, it's energetic, guys. It's a matter of how you're feeling that energy within you. And I feel like each different truth has its own different energy with it too. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of depending on what it is, but there are so many things that could go with that, though. I mean, that's a whole video by itself, I think. Living by your truth,
Yes.
Yeah, and authenticity. But
there are big changes coming in 2020, and that's really the point that me and Trish wanted to get to tonight. That,
right. And this disclosure is imminent.
Things on all levels.
Sure. This disclosure is absolutely imminent. I mean, imminent. I feel like it could happen any second, and we may be a couple of weeks away yet, or heck, I don't know, maybe in a few months, but it's imminent. Like, there is no stopping it now. And honestly, I feel like it's already started. If you really look at some of the things that have come out just in the last week alone, or 2 weeks alone, it's disclosing. It's disclosure. I feel like it started with Epstein, and I feel like it's been kind of a domino effect slowly. But I think that there are things that are happening kind of slowly at first to gauge the reaction of the public.
But once it picks up speed, it's just going to take off like a speeding rocket.
Absolutely. The wave only gets faster. The tsunami only gets faster. So I feel like we're being tested on our reaction to some of these things. So I think at one point in time it's just going to, like Larissa said, it's just going to take off like a domino, and we're going to open Pandora's box. Because I think if one big story
came out, you can't put it back in once you know once truth shines. You can't hide. Just like you can't hide from the light, you can't hide from truth.
Absolutely. Nope. And it's imminent as we speak. And we just had the Space Force sign on exactly on the winter solstice, and that, my friends, is not a coincidence. There are a lot of things that have not been a coincidence as of lately that's happening. So
yeah, because when we planned this live tonight, I don't think either one of us had even realized it was the winter solstice.
No, I didn't. No, I sure didn't.
Wow.
Until
we're going to talk about aliens.
Yeah.
And extraterrestrials, interdimensionals, we were going to talk about all of that other than the solstice. So I don't,
That's no coincidence.
There's no coincidence. Here we are. Absolutely
not. This is not a coincidence. And I was pretty excited about this one because I get excited to talk about ETs. So I was, and then all week disclosure has been on my mind, so I wanted to get that in there, and I feel like it's important to discuss it before we head there, just to plant seeds and prepare. That way you can react a little more efficiently. That's better for you and others around you. A lot of things are going to be based on our reaction, is to decide kind of which temporal realities that we're going to be in individually and collectively. So just be aware of your immediate reactions to different things here and there. And I think some things we cannot get away from having a immediate visceral reaction. But then the point is to recognize it. So you can say, oh my gosh, I had that feeling. I just got so angry there for a second, immediately. It's okay to do that, but then recognize it. Don't stay there. Recognize it and then transmute it.
Transmute it, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I recognize that I felt anger there for a second, but let's put this to more useful. Okay, so why did I have that reaction? What was the lesson behind that reaction? And then come from a place of understanding by forgiving yourself, and then forgiving if there was another person involved. And let me tell you, this is going to be the hardest thing that we're going to have to get over. And this is a serious point, is that when all of this stuff comes out, again, it's going to be so devastating, and we will be angry with certain people that we were told to love and worship. But our main lesson is going to have to be that we're going to have to forgive them too, believe it or not, just as much as we're going to have to forgive anybody else that's wronged us. And that, my friends, is going to be really hard, but it's part of it. It's part of it. To really gain that unity and to really move on to this better, more loving, golden, positive world, we are going to have to forgive those that have wronged us in this world. And
absolutely.
That's going to be hard, but we'll do it. Let's work with it. And me and Larissa will be there.
Rule, remember that forgiveness is for ourselves.
Yes, yes.
And not for the world, but
absolutely.
It's the world.
Absolutely.
In general, when
absolutely.
we forgive ourselves.
Because we're not having to hold on to those
everybody
feelings.
That we've wronged and everybody that has wronged us. Forgiveness is for ourselves, but it benefits the whole.
Yes. You got it. Because when we forgive that other person, they may or may not deserve it. Fine. Absolutely. But we don't have to hold on to those feelings anymore. We're not being resentful anymore because we've let it go. We're not holding on to that anger because we've let it go. And just know that karma never misses. Karma is not a baseball throwing a strike. Karma never misses. So just keep that in mind when we start getting into some of this stuff in the next couple of weeks or months, okay? Again, you cannot hide under your table from karma. Alright, it's
you
not...
can let go of your karmic garbage and let karma do the work.
Exactly. So, again, exactly. Let's say it again. Let go of your karmic baggage and let karma do the work.
Let karma do its work.
Exactly. And karma never misses. Okay. Karma is not blind. Karma is not a beagle. Karma never misses. So just keep that in mind. So I'll put it in bold letters on my page when this stuff starts coming out. Karma never misses. Okay?
Yes. Release your karmic garbage.
Yes.
It's a must.
Yeah.
Take life with a little more happiness and love, and let go of it all. I mean, people would really be amazed how much forgiveness.
Yes.
I lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Just first of all, forgiving.
Sure. I believe
forgiving.
It. I believe it. I know how much that can weigh on people.
And
absolutely.
I transformed from it, just from carrying other people's anger, other people's guilt, other people's garbage. It wasn't mine to carry.
Absolutely.
I forgave every one of them.
Right.
Sent them back to the source.
Oh no.
And with that, I transformed who I was physically.
Absolutely.
And spiritually, soulfully.
Bear with me.
I resonated with the truth by letting it all go. And everybody can do that.
Yep. Everybody. And you can choose to do that right now. Right this very second.
Say that too. Right now.
Right
Let it go.
now.
Right now.
You got it.
We can all do it together. Right
now. Right now.
I choose to release all karmic garbage.
You know what?
And you can go on to keep saying, I release the attachment to this home, this job, this place,
this person,
this event,
this situation. Right. Let's all do that right now. Let's all say that right now. So, okay. So 1, 2, 3. I choose to
release all karmic garbage.
There we go.
That ties me down, weighs me down, that is attached to me. I choose to release it. I choose to resonate with love and truth. I choose to be engulfed in the light.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaste. Yep.
And namaste. And they can continue to release what they need to.
What they choose to. Yeah. And maybe this would be a good thing for homework. What do you say? Maybe they can write this down by their bedside, and maybe every morning when they get up, they can recite this for a number of days and see how much of a difference it makes. I think that'd be an awesome thing. Yeah.
I am love, I am light, I am releasing karmic garbage. Maybe they can, if they feel overwhelmed by so much, that maybe they're going through a lot in their lives.
Yeah.
Maybe every morning they can release one attachment,
Absolutely.
one thing that's holding them
there
down.
you go. Yeah, one attachment
Release
a day.
it.
I think that's pretty fair.
Every morning.
Yep.
Every morning, release a new attachment.
I think that's pretty
Forgive
fair.
somebody new every morning.
Yep.
Even if you don't, most people that you give forgiveness to, they don't deserve it.
No.
They don't.
Oh no.
But you deserve it.
Right. And it's not right. It's not a matter of if they deserve it or not, because you're right. They may not, but that doesn't matter. It matters that you deserve that. You don't deserve to carry the weight of what they did to you. How is that fair? Why are we carrying around the weight of what people did to us? That's not for us. We release that. Again, karma doesn't miss. So they're gonna, eventually somewhere down the line, they're gonna understand what that feels like. So let that be worked out for them. That's their deal, right? I mean, that's not our responsibility. Why do we do that? So understand that from that point of view, and then I think it'd probably be easier to kind of move on from that,
Yeah. Release it back to source with love.
Yep.
And watch it fly and watch you fly.
You got it. Absolutely. And you'd be amazed at how quick some of these things turn around whenever you start coming from a place of gratefulness and forgiveness, and it takes some work sometimes.
It's instant.
Sure. Yeah, it can be. I've had it be instant for myself before. Absolutely.
Myself also. Sometimes I've seen it. It took months to come into fruition.
Yes.
But
Sometimes it takes a bit.
And
Absolutely.
I've seen it take months, but it happens.
Yep. And it kind of depends on how much weight it carries, but sometimes not too. Sometimes if it's sometimes when that's all you're waiting on, or that's all the situation is waiting on, is for you to forget. No, apparently not. But I didn't know that. How am I to know that that's not a normal thing here in 3D if I've never not done that? You know what I mean? So when I realized that, I was looking at everything else, every other quote ability or gift, if you want to call it, that I was accomplishing, and realizing all of those I was doing before as well. I just didn't know that's what that was. So, such as hearing our guides, for example, we're hearing our guides all day long. It's just that we're not realizing that how they're interacting with us. Song lyrics, park bench signs, repetitive thoughts. Let me see. I'm going to go back to here. Did we have it? We're just not aware of, or we just didn't have enough info?
Sirian, Arcturian, Orion, Zeta,
Aliens,
Blue Avians.
Yeah.
We talked about, we didn't talk about the bad ones we don't want to deal with.
We're not going to give it attention.
We've only dealt with beings of love and light.
Yep.
We can honestly say that our knowledge comes from the love and light.
Absolutely. And we choose to stay there. Right.
Contacted. Yep. They've contacted us, however.
Yep, we choose to stay there. So, and by giving it attention and focus, then, we're just not going to go there. So, that's, we are aware of some things about them, but we just choose not to go there, because we choose to focus more on love and light and being awesome. So,
yeah, putting out that love and light and that awesomeness, because we all are awesome.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
And if that was another exercise we had told everybody about, smiling at themselves, loving themselves like their creator, because it sends endorphins to their brain, something they can do too to make them feel happier, even if they're in a bad situation.
Oh gosh, yeah. And one awesome exercise that really, really helped me, and I know it will you guys too, what Larissa just said kind of sparked that for me. Whenever you're looking in the mirror in the morning, or before you go to bed, or whatever you're doing, you're popping your pimples, whatever you're doing, okay, you see the creator in yourself, okay? You look in that mirror and you recognize yourself as the creator. The creator is in there. Okay, the creator is a part of you. You are a part of the creator. And whatever.
We're a fractal of
exactly.
the infinite. That's right.
Exactly. We are the wave on an ocean in constant motion. Okay, we surround it, yet we are in it. Okay, we're just fractalized. We're just one point on just a sea of points. Okay, I don't know how else to describe that. And whatever term you want to use for it, infinite creator, source, God, the universe, it's all the same. Okay, we're just a mere point of consciousness moving along. We're the wave on an ocean in motion. So whenever you look in that mirror, you see that creator, and you remind yourself that you're at that point, that you are part of the creator is part of you. So,
and let your love light shine.
Exactly. And one way to kind of more example is that we have 14 trillion cells that make up us, our entire being. So we have to have 14 trillion cells that all work together to make us. We are that cell, okay, to this supreme creator, infinite creator, okay. But you look at that and you see, when you think about the prime creator, you think about love and you think about infinite and we think about light. So why, if we're part of the creator, why do we not see ourselves that way? So you remind yourself that we, as the infinite creator, are also infinite and love and light. And then we can't just limit ourselves because we have that illusion of separation, because we're not separated and we are a part of that. So remind yourself of that.
Our body is our temple. Yes.
You got it.
And God lives within.
You got it. Absolutely. Any certain races that you would like us to discuss? I don't see any comments on that. Aaron's on. Hi, Aaron, hun.
Hi, Aaron.
Yeah. And then Jean Pruitt, Bradford. I'm looking forward to seeing
what Dean.
2020 has planned of my life. Sometimes change is good. It's up to us how we accept it. Absolutely. Very good point. It is up to us.
That's exactly where free will comes in.
Oh, accept it. Oh, yeah. I think I saw Crystal come on. Hi, Crystal. And then I saw, let's see here. I saw Dawn come on way earlier. I don't know if she's still on or not. Hi, honey. And then Archangel Dre says Andromeda mixed with Sirius. Yeah, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Andromedans,
that's my grandson. He's Andromedan.
Yeah, and I don't know too much about the Andromedans. I know of them. I don't know any specifics.
He seems to.
Yeah. I don't.
He said it's a planet that's very bright and light.
Okay.
Never really told me physical structures, just that they play all the time. It's a very fun planet. Very fun place to come from, apparently.
Really? My daughter says that. My daughter says that.
It's a very childlike planet. That's all I know. I don't know if that's the truth or not. He's 10 years old.
Okay.
What I've been told, I'm going to believe what he says.
Yeah,
I mean, I never told him he was Andromedan. Didn't tell him that.
Really? These children, though, holy crap, they're coming in already knowing this stuff and they're very open about it. My daughter says that one of her guys, Love, comes to get her, and they go to what's called the Fun Planet. And
maybe they go to Andromeda.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe they're there together. I mean, really, that could very well be, because that's what she calls it. She calls it the Fun Planet. And she said at one point in time on this Fun Planet that Love and her other guy, Prithvi, the vegan extraterrestrial, was showing her. And there were several other children with her, by the way, she said. She said there was 4 or 5 other kids with her that were about her age or a little older. They were showing them how to, from a 4-year-old point of view, this is what she was saying, and then I'll explain it. So she was saying that they were showing us how to make rainbows with our hands. We were painting the sky in purple and blue and green. And she says that her one guide would go over and talk to some people, and then they would show her through a certain area and show her all kinds of bright, watery colors. Okay. So I meditated on that, trying to understand, because that's how a 4-year-old knows how to describe it. Okay. They were showing her how to make rainbows with her hands that were purple in color, and she said they were watery, shimmery things that would come out of her hands. I said, she's using her energy to make these rainbows. Okay, and then she's...
Well, they are creators.
Yeah.
They are creators on other planets.
Yeah, and this is exactly what her guides are showing these kids how to do, is how to be their own creators. Isn't that awesome?
And
yeah.
That's what 2020 is about.
Yeah.
Us adults need to take
Absolutely.
a lesson from those kids.
The kids got it. The kids could do it when they're sleeping. So it's time for us adults to get in check.
Of our own reality.
Absolutely. Oh, there's Dawn. Dawn says, much love for everyone here. Awesome.
Hi, Dawn.
So if
happy winter solstice, everybody.
Yes, very much so. I hope everybody's having a good night. But isn't that awesome? If my 4-year-old daughter can do it in her sleep, then I need to get in check and skip up to the plate. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's almost like she was confirming what we were talking about last week. And
totally.
We were talking about being the creator of our reality. Maybe that was a couple weeks ago, but
totally.
It was almost like her dream backed up what we were trying to, what point we're trying here to make.
Yeah, absolutely.
That,
yep.
You know, I'm not going to sit and say that people that are living in hard lives, they probably have a really hard time accepting that they've asked for this hard life.
Yeah, sure.
You know, they're
and
like,
I get it.
I hate my life. Why do I live like this? Why am I going through this?
Yeah, and I get it.
They stopped asking, what is the lesson I was here to learn?
Right.
Why did I choose this lesson? Why?
Right.
And most of the time, it doesn't get better because they keep, like you said, looping.
Yeah, it's a loop.
They have to learn that lesson so they can loop out.
Right. Break the
loop. This will stop.
Yep.
This will stop. This will stop.
Yeah.
Once we decide to forgive,
right.
to let go.
Yep.
Whether it be the person, the situation, the event, the trauma.
The place, I mean. Why is this happening for me? Instead of, why is this happening to me?
Happening to me. Yes, I agree. For me, yes.
For me,
because it is for us.
Exactly, it is for us. And
to learn. Yes.
That kind of opens up a question in your mind about what could I possibly be learning here, as opposed to why is all this stuff happening to me, you know, and
why
then
am I being
just so good.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. But she's been telling me, my kids are incredible regardless, but as of the last couple of weeks, she's been telling me that she's been seeing purple sparkles and green sparkles. I think it's just my guides, possibly the fairy realm.
I was going to say, I felt like that was your guides.
Yeah, for sure. I think I got to plug my phone in. Thank you, Dawn. Okay.
Yeah, I had to plug my phone in. It was about dead.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Like,
we were both at like 70% or 60% whenever we started.
60% when we started, right?
There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am going to have to hold the phone though, because there's no way I can have it propped up. Let's see here. Nope. That ain't going to work. It's okay. I'll hold it, because I think we're kind of to a point where we can wrap up soon, I think. I did want to answer anybody's questions if you have any.
Absolutely, me too. I would love to answer questions if you have questions that come through.
Yeah, anybody, anything.
And,
anything related to, you know, this isn't a reading feed, but anything related to dreams, ETs, extra dimensional beings, astral travel, yeah, planets, energy, yeah, I mean, anything spiritual, anything metaphysical
that we touched on tonight.
Right. I'd love to answer. That's what we are here for. But I'll give everybody a minute or two, because I know there's a lag.
I was going to talk about my little meeting with Osiris.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Pretty powerful. I mean,
yeah, totally.
at that one time, I was given quite a bit of information that there was a storm coming, unlike one that we had never seen.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I didn't know if it was a physical storm, a literal storm. I do now know that it's a storm of the ascension. The energies that we are experiencing today is the storm that I was warned about. I was also told unity. Without unity, there is no community.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that the universal law is love. And a lot of the times, you'll see me put out on my Facebook. The people that are on my Facebook see me. Without unity, there's no community.
Mm-hmm.
It was put so strong and so deep into me.
Totally.
I always say one day I'm going to have a unity community because I'm here to unite all of us. I mean, that's part of my mission, is to unite and not to
totally
lessen anybody's pain or what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to be here to help you to know that we move forward from all of our pains, all of our troubles. Just here to teach you that without us all coming together, we're never going to get to I don't want to say the golden age, because that's just not even what I'm trying to say.
We're never going to get to the threshold.
We have to unite. Right. I mean, without unity, there's no community, period. And that's how they told me it, straight up.
Right.
And that the universal law was love. And I was also told to protect the psyllium.
Exactly.
At the time, I didn't even know what psyllium was. I had no idea what psyllium was. Psyllium is found in Metamucil. Psyllium is a cleansing.
Oh, selenium?
So basically, it was telling us to cleanse our bodies.
Yes.
That's what I felt was the message. It wasn't a straight up, cleanse your body. It was protect the psyllium.
Sure.
I took that as to keep our thoughts cleansed, to purify our body by purging, cleansing our bodies. It was time to start making light of the karmic garbage.
There you go.
By psyllium, protecting it is to cleanse our body, not only energetically, but physically. A lot of us carry around a lot of junk. We have a lot of GMOs in our food. I've changed my diet tremendously since this dream.
Yeah, I did too, and it was natural, right?
I started thinking about what I'm putting into my body.
Right.
Right. I'm just trying to think of what other things I was told while we were going, and those were just the main points. My purpose here is unity. I met Osiris. I was intimidated at first, but he was sitting on a 5-gallon bucket in a basement.
Oh, okay.
And he was sifting through the psyllium. The psyllium is like husk, like rice, but he was touching every piece of the psyllium. It was almost like the psyllium represented each one of us.
Okay, we were the grains of rice.
That we were all sacred. Yes, that we were all a part of the bucket, but as being by grains.
Gotcha.
And that as he was telling me to protect the psyllium, as I guess as to say, by protecting the small pieces, we're protecting the whole.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
So there was a lot of messages that were given to me that were plain and simple, like without unity, there's no community.
Which is weird. A while back, which I feel like I should start doing this again. I've been thinking about it this week, but a while back, it's been a long while. I started doing about 10 to 15 to 20 minute meditations before I would actually come on and talk before my live feeds. I did it for a couple of months, but you know what I called it? I called it the Unity and the Community Meditations. And
because we have a community around us, absolutely.
Exactly. Yep, but it's odd. Well, it's not a coincidence that it's the same terminology that you're using, but I feel like I should start doing those again, maybe in the live feeds group, and then maybe and on the page as well. But I think it would be good to get as many as we can to do a mass meditation, maybe even once a week. I mean, can you imagine if we could get enough people?
We do have our Divine Sisterhood.
Yeah,
we should do it on our combined page and
yeah,
start having
totally.
people come there. And I think there is a way. Isn't there a way on the YouTube that we can share each other on there? Didn't we try that?
You mean
that would sure be? It would be a blessing if we could be both on the screen doing the unity in the community.
Well,
meditation.
And that's the trouble that I've been having is YouTube won't let you do that, but I can. Oh. But I'm working on having somebody show me how to work these programs a little bit better because I want to be able to do that. So once we figure out how to do that, then we can start doing those on YouTube as well. So, but let me work on that. But yeah, I think it's better.
Do we have any questions?
Let's see. I don't think we have any questions. Dawn says, June Gupton says hi, and then Dawn says, it's so nice to hear Larissa's voice and feel her energy. Absolutely.
Oh
yeah.
Thank you.
I agree. But I'm
out there trying to light up the world everywhere I go.
Anywhere, all the time, every day.
Thank you. I'm glad it's being felt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's important.
I bet you get told a lot that you probably light up a room anywhere you go. I bet you get told that a lot. And
it's true, I do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm glowing a lot lately, and
sure.
That comes with releasing of the garbage and learning to love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot to get where I am, and I
agree.
I have to laugh because my cousin called me the love weapon at Rock in the Rivers. It's a big rock concert here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was in 2012. Mm-hmm. I went to the rock concert for 3 days, and
that's awesome.
That was my nickname for the weekend, was the love weapon, because everyone could feel the love radiating off me. And
that's awesome.
I took it as a compliment because I
totally.
really feel it's my mission. I want to love all of us.
I want to be known that way. Yeah, totally.
And I'm glad that it's working, that it's being felt. Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah. For sure.
That makes me happy. That means I'm on my mission. I'm doing my purpose.
It means you're doing something right. That's right.
Feels.
Yeah.
That's how truth feels.
You're doing something
good
right.
In the heart.
Yeah. It does, and they always say, well, the Law of One book say, so that would be Ra, the collective consciousness of Ra. They say, service to others versus service to self. But when you are of service to others, it ends up being of service to self because you're helping the whole collective, right? So service to self is only service to self. It ends there. But when you do service to others, you end up servicing yourself anyway. So, just as you said, you pushing out your love, you end up feeling that love back. That's just a prime example of that. Like you're pushing out, when you push out your love and your understanding and forgiveness into the world, or into just somebody else and one person, that one little bit, it doesn't matter if it's one little bit, it helps the whole in one shape or another.
I'll tell you something, a little ritual I do when I go back to my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
I know that everybody's hometown has, Skid Row, ghetto, whatever you want to
everywhere.
call it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I literally go down to those places, my hometown, and I stand there, and I don't care who's watching me. I literally throw out love, and I'm the love weapon. I'm throwing out love, and I do it all corners. I start east, west, north, south, and I go around, and I feel that power.
Good.
That I feel it so deep in my soul that I am radiating out, that they feel it.
Totally.
I am trying to shine light in the darkest places, even in my hometown.
Good. Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, I don't do it around up here where I live in the valley. I feel like there's a lot of God. There is a lot of love up here.
Yeah, it's a different
energy,
there are places
that need the light shown, but in my hometown where I come from, really needs the love.
It's a different energy. So you may not need an excess amount up where you are because there's already a decent amount. You're already vibing there, but it's a different energy back
I know
home.
a lot of points of light here,
Totally.
light workers.
Good,
here.
good. So it's just a better environment, right? Good.
My brother's one, my love of my life, my twin flame that I live with is here.
Awesome, yeah.
A lot of points of light that I do know up here. And there's a lot of lacking in my hometown.
Yep, true. I understand. I understand.
I appreciate that.
One of the things that another one of the things that I learned from the Raw group is that when you're speaking about the different layers, when you're thinking about the different layers of the earth, energetically and physically, you have stratosphere, whatever sphere. There is a layer, etc., etc. There is a layer that is not taught. It's a energetic layer. It's not a physical gaseous cloud layer. It's not anything like that. It is an energetic layer. What this energetic layer is that it literally holds the collective thought for Gaia. It's called the noosphere, Noosphere, of course. So noosphere. Whenever you're in a meditation, or just anytime, I do it anytime. I don't even go into meditation and do this because you can just do it in 5 seconds or 10 seconds or however long, 10 hours if you want to. Whenever you're sending Gaia or just the collective, your love and compassion or just overall positive energy, focus on this layer of the earth that is the noosphere, and visualize it as just this beautiful cosmic bright light, white golden energy, and that's where you send your love. Focus on whatever. Take one thing. Take the one thing that you love the most in this world, that you absolutely bona fide to the core love and love everything about it. It could be a person, a place, a thing, a car, a house, a kid, a dog, a whatever. The thing that you love most in this world. Harness that love, feel that love, and then you send your love to the noosphere, that layer of the earth. Okay, this is how. There you go. There you go. This is how we send our love. This is how we send our healing to somebody. Is harnessing and feeling that love. Yeah. It's feeling that love. This is a more effective way to send the whole earth. This is kind of because we're literally feeling it before we send it. Sometimes I notice that people think that they think it and then they send it and then it gets sent. Yes and no. It's more the amplitude depends on the feeling that comes along with it. The power comes with the feeling, the intention. Okay. Oh yeah, intention means everything whenever you're sending love or not love or whatever it is that you're sending or trying to manifest you. So.
Potty.
Okay.
I'm gonna let her out while we're on the phone.
Yeah, that's okay.
Go out to the darkness. We want to go out and shine light. Come on, Chica. Come on, girl.
Well, I mean, I don't think we have any questions. I think that we can probably wrap up. I know there's a lag, so I'll give everybody about, 30 seconds or so, just to make sure I'm not going to just skip anybody. But I'll tell you what, guys, it was so awesome to have you guys on. We really appreciate it.
We do. And we want to come back every Saturday. If you're all willing to come back and hear us, we're here.
Definitely. And if you happen to miss the live feed when it's going, the replay is always going to be on the page, so you can watch that anytime you want. We love interaction, though. We love answering questions. So just
we thank you for all of your support. Namaste.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you can find us at, well, my page is the Healing Oracle on Facebook. And the YouTube channel is the Healing Oracle 1111. Larissa's page is the Goddess of Good Vibes. And then we run a group together called, the
Divine Sisterhood.
There you go. Sisters United. So,
Sisters United, yeah.
And I do think that there's a couple of similar groups, but ours is the Divine Sisterhood, Sisters United. So, just kind of keep that in mind.
Trisha's face and my face.
Yep. There's half mine and half hers.
You'll know you got the right page.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't miss it. But we love seeing aura photos there in that group. We love seeing any photos of nature, beauty, the cosmos, you name it. And we also love to hear personal stories. If you guys want to share a story or and that goes for any of those. That's a safe place
to come and share. We would love to hear your stories.
Yeah, totally. And we can share it on a live feed too, if you wish. You know, we can. You can share your story in the group, and then we can come on and speak about it. So I know how it is when you've got no one to talk to, but you're also shy, introvert, and you don't want to talk in front of people. I had to get over that fact in order to do what I do. So sometimes it's better just to have somebody else get it out there.
Step out of our comfort zone. Yeah, can't change the world otherwise.
Totally. You gotta break out of that shell. Absolutely. So, well, guys,
we wish you well and happy winter solstice, and we're sending you love and abundance coming through this portal tonight also.
Absolutely. Did you want to say a few words? Love. Did you want to say a few words about the solstice? Did you want to offer a blessing? I know that was something that...
Oh, you put me on the spot. I don't know what to say. I would just love to bless all of humanity as we come together, as we get closer to 2020. I just want to send out a love and abundance, understanding to ask our beautiful grandmother Luna to send down blessings of abundance, of happiness, of joy, of community within each and every one of us, that we start to feel the ascending energies that we are giving from our sun, and that we are feeling the energies, and we are learning to transmute what we don't understand, and that we get blessed with the ability to forgive ourselves and to move forward with love and understanding. I just ask for blessings for all of humanity.
Awesome.
I don't know what to say, Trish. I just, from the bottom of my heart,
that's perfect.
Ask for blessings for love.
That couldn't have been more perfect. Awesome.
Thank you.
I could not have said it better. Awesome. That's wonderful. Awesome. All right. I hope everybody caught that. That was awesome, wasn't it? For being on the spot, that wasn't too bad. All right, everybody. Well, again, you can find us the Healing Oracle or the Goddess of Good Vibes, which is Larissa. And then our group together is a Divine Sisterhood, Sisters United. You're more than welcome to join. Oh, and we are still going to manifest our goddess retreat, so stay tuned for that. I'll have some more kind of brainstorming information about that. So coming in July of this coming year, so we're working at it. So it'll be a 3-day-ish, 2-night retreat for goddesses. So just keep that in mind, and keep checking out the page for any updates there, because I'll have some more updates here